Chopping Block is sponsored by Georgia One. Georgia One empowers women to advocate for climate, environmental, and social justice grounded in racial equity. Welcome back to the Chopping Block, guys.
Hey guys.
We are chopping issues one at a time, and we are back for the second part of our three-part series with Mr. Stephen Cook, and he's going to be teaching you guys about insurance and financial literacy through insurance and why it's important. So let's jump right in. Raven's going to take us away.
Make sure y'all get y'all pen and paper because what he's about to give y'all is valuable information. So,
All
what
right,
you got for us
so
today, Mr.
let's
Stephen?
talk about whole life policies. All right, and in the last segment, if you guys tuned into the last segment, we talked about term policies. Well, there's a couple of different types of life insurance, and I like to refer to them as vehicles. I am a broker, and I don't sell life insurance. I try to educate, at least give a person what I know, right?
Well, let me stop right there.
Absolutely, go ahead.
So can you explain the difference between the insurance agent and the insurance broker?
Sure, great question.
That
great
is a good question. I didn't
So let's do it this way, because I like to give comparisons, things that people can see or formulate a picture in your head. So if you're familiar with CarMax, this is not an ad for CarMax, but if you're familiar with CarMax, if you went to CarMax and you were looking to purchase a vehicle, they have a plethora of vehicles on the lot. Honda, Toyota, Mercedes, blah, blah, on and on, right? If you go to a dealership, Honda, let's just say, they have Hondas. That is your agent, strictly Hondas. Your broker can offer a plethora, a variety of items. That's your CarMax. That would be me. So I have a connection with companies like Transamerica, Mutual of Omaha, Liberty Bankers, Royal Neighbors, AIG, a plethora of companies.
I have a question. So it kind of sounds like when a real estate agent is showing somebody a house, like the owner is the owner of that house, the real estate agent can show them multiple houses. Is that kind of like something like that as well?
Similar. So the owner has nothing to do with the house.
Gotcha.
I mean, with the showing, only their
Right.
house. But the agent, the life insurance person, the real estate person can show you many homes.
Gotcha.
So kind of, sort of, but the main point we want to get, the difference between an agent and a broker is an agent has pretty much, they're dedicated to a company. A broker is really dedicated to you.
Gotcha.
Because if I can't fit you inside of this arena, then I have another arena that we can explore.
So basically, their broker gonna get you what you need.
Bam!
So like we said before, y'all shout out to Mr. Stephen. Keep going.
And we're gonna take care of you. So let's talk about whole life policies. Whole life policies are a little different than term policies because whole life policies are fixed. When I say fixed, once you lock in the premium, which is the monthly payment, once you lock that in, it can never change. It can't go up, it can't go down, it can't go left, it can't go right, okay? And it lasts your whole life. As long as you make the monthly premium, it's going to last until you expire. Most of them go to about 120. We don't know anybody that lasts till 120, so they're pretty much your whole life. And most whole life policies come with something called living benefits, okay? They vary depending upon the company, but a living benefit can be something like a nursing home rider, a terminal illness rider, a accident rider, and it could be others as well.
So, okay, I don't know if that was exactly what it means, but like, I was trying to figure out what exactly is, what is it called?
Whole life?
Whole life.
Okay,
Like, what
so
exactly does
So
it
let me give you two key components to a whole life policy. One is going to generate cash. It's going to could act as a bank account. So each time you make a payment, a portion of that payment goes into your cash value. All right? Over a period of time, that cash value starts to build up. You can borrow from your cash value if you choose to. Other products like your term, They don't offer that. Your whole life has that bank, I call it that bank portion, where you could borrow, and your whole life never increases in monthly premium. Those are the two main characteristics that make a whole life policy different from a term policy.
Gotcha.
All right? Those are, I mean, there's some other key components as well, but those are the two main ones. Can't go up in premium, never end on you as long as you make the monthly premium, and it's going to generate cash. We call that cash value. Another component is something called reduce paid up.
Okay.
So in other words, reduce paid up is every time you've made a premium at a certain point, there's insurance there that you've paid for. Even though it's whole life and it'll last until you expire, let's say you're 5 years into that policy, right? And something happens and the roof falls in, and you say, I can't do this anymore, I have to trim away some fat, and one of the things that has to go is my cable and my life insurance. I'm not paying my life insurance anymore. Well, you gotta be careful with that, because depending upon how long you've been into that product, you've got insurance that you paid for.
And you can borrow off that money for what you need, right?
You could, but the main component or the main reason you don't want to quit it is because after a certain amount of time, there's insurance there that you own.
So it's residual income for you. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's not residual income. It's insurance that you have purchased.
Oh, so it's an asset.
It's bam.
Okay,
Let's use
got
that
it.
term. It's an asset. But what happens is sometimes a lot of people say, I can't afford to pay it anymore. I quit it. And you quit it, but you have reserves back here.
Don't quit your policy, y'all, when times get hard.
Listen, before you do anything with a policy, purchase one, quit one, call me. I'll answer 10 questions at no cost. How about that? I'll do a free policy review for you. But the point that I want you to get, you asked the question, give me some differences in whole life versus the term, and what is whole life. A whole life policy can never change on you.
Right.
A whole life policy is going to generate cash. It has a bank component to it. And really, the younger you are, the better it is to acquire any type of life insurance, but in particularly a whole life policy. You know, but any type of policy is great to get. The younger you are, the better. You qualify for life insurance with your age and your health, not your money. You pay for it with your money, but you qualify for it with age and health.
And do you think, like, because it is a lot of information, like, do you think it's one of the things, like, when you learn how to drive, like, you understand better when you're going through it?
I think you understand better when you're going through it, but you understand it also when you're into it. When you start reading up on it and listening and researching. Because one thing's for sure, we're going to use life insurance, without a doubt. Because we are all guaranteed to leave here. And when we leave here, somebody has got to pay for that, whatever that entity is that comes to pick you up from that bed, to take you to that hospital or take you to that funeral home. It ain't free.
So why not have the policy so it's taken care of?
Bam.
Why?
You know, and so if we knew when we were going to leave here, everybody would get life insurance. Everybody would get it, and everybody would get it they would get as much as they could right before they pass away.
Right.
But we don't know. But here's something to think about. You cannot drive off the car lot without auto insurance. It's mandatory. You cannot get a mortgage without homeowners insurance. It is mandatory. They won't give you, the bank won't give you the mortgage unless you have protected that piece of property in case a tree falls on it.
Right.
Because technically it doesn't belong to you at that time, it belongs to the bank. So they make you insure that house in case there's anything hazardous, a fire, a tree, a storm, right? Here's the question.
Why isn't life insurance mandatory?
Why isn't life insurance mandatory?
Right.
Why?
They said that's not their business.
So, but it's your business.
Mm-hmm.
It's your
And you don't want to leave your
business.
family with a burden either.
Damn.
It's already enough going through that situation.
That is exactly right.
You know, so
That's exactly right. So
that's some good stuff. I told y'all we had some heat for y'all. This deep, so
and
dig
listen,
in.
Last thing, some people pay more in cable
Mm-hmm.
than they do for life insurance
And a phone bill.
and a cell phone.
And a dinner out to eat.
So-
Not out to eat.
Yes.
You know, it's important, and the reason we don't put enough emphasis on it is because we're not having enough dialogue like this.
And people actually don't think that, hey, this is gonna, you know, they're not thinking like, okay, I might pass one day. We don't know our expiration date.
That's
So
correct.
be
And
prepared
not
for
even-
that too.
Not even, I think just a lot of people just don't know about it enough.
That's correct.
Or
They don't
understand
know,
it.
Right, they don't know how to go through the process of even getting insurance. It's a lot. It can
So
be overwhelming.
chime into the chopping block where we have part 1, now part 2, and again next week for part 3. So you can't say nobody didn't tell you because Raven, E-Money, and Cornetta, and Mr. Steven chimed in. We took some time out to let our communities, our people, and everybody else who watching to know why life insurance is important.
So thank y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all comment for our part 3 video to let us know what you want Mr. Steven to answer for you. And if you don't want to comment on our video, like Ms. Cardetta said, you can always DM us on our Instagram.
We'll holler. See y'all next week, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Raven Money here on the set of the Chopping Block. What an amazing series this has been so far with our 3-part series of finance literature. I'm here to remind y'all guys, August the 1st will be on all brand new socials, the Chopping Block. Yes, we will have our own Twitter, our own TikTok, and our own Facebook, and our own YouTube. We will no longer be using the Georgia One's YouTube. So make sure y'all stay tuned, and we'll be doing a special live August the 1st, which is a Tuesday. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that, guys. Bye. See y'all next week on next week's podcast.